Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. We came for one, motherfucker, get my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Man so tough, but mans keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls, let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
Yeah, so I was telling him, like, I downed 3 armadillos before 8:30, buddy. You can't sizzle my spring rolls.
3?
Yeah. Oh, we're on live. Hey, guys, what's going on?
Football energy.
Football energy. Got a good round of football in the shipping container.
Football.
Yay.
Yeah, I said I want a little bit more football energy in the shipping container.
I walked in and they're reacting to game tape, and then I realized it was some college football game that Taylor and Mike played last week.
Man,
or something.
There's something going on because I typically don't care about people's video game exploits, and I've been obsessed with you guys' college football league on
Which one?
Several. Yeah, there's several.
The one that gave us the game of the century last week.
That one? Yeah, I got a huge game coming up. Oh, I got to hit that guy back. I got Notre Dame versus USC.
Important you hit him back so you can play, so we can
especially
advance.
since I'm going to Gainesville over the weekend.
Oh, yeah? What's going on there?
The game of the century.
Game of the century for everything.
The game for everything over there. Yeah.
Blueprint game already?
It's kind of weird because I'm in like a bunch of these, and there's one that means more to me, and like it's kind of a curious experience for me because everyone that is in that league treats it like it's the main thing, and for me, it's just a side piece. Like I don't really care. I'm just like messing around trying new stuff with it.
I'm gonna look in the mirror here. This is my fault. We had great football energy, and I brought us back to video games.
You did.
You did.
And I want to
Video games,
apologize
though.
to everyone for that, and that's on me.
Let's go back to Gainesville, though. Or let's go to Gainesville, because that's where you're going on Saturday.
I'm going tomorrow, driving up.
Can I ask you a serious
Long
question?
drive.
I'm not trying to be funny here. Aren't expectations slowly killing you, Michael? I'm not talking about this game. I'm talking about in life.
Generally,
Expectations.
Yeah, and I think I don't know if people have noticed it. I've certainly noticed it in myself. My approach to these things is way different. It's almost like the more I get invested, the more rational and pragmatic about these things I try to get. My expectations are I'm nervous. Like this is a huge game for me personally. For my finances, for this program, for the things that I care about deeply. And I don't buy all the nonsense that I understand why Miami's favored, but I don't buy all the nonsense that they're going to blow them out. I think it's going to be a tough one. I really do. And I'm nervous about it. And I do try to manage my expectations because over the last 20 years, say for a couple of outliers, this Miami program has never missed an opportunity to miss all the opportunities.
That is so true, Mike, but I will give you a little teaser for what's coming up later today on our first episode of Gen CFB
It's
of
back?
the college football season with Lucy.
Yeah.
I picked Miami to win.
Really?
I did.
Wow.
That's all right.
I'm buying the hype.
Spoiler.
I think
all
Cam
right.
Ward's pretty good.
I want to talk to you a little bit about because I sample everything that Meadowlark has to offer now once I found out that everyone's talking about me. And Lucy, I haven't come down on her on this
No
stuff.
one did it you down in the episode.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that flatly right now.
I saw Taylor do
Yeah,
one.
Lucy thinks she can get away. Lucy is like a bona fide Miami hater. She hates Miami up and down. Hasn't actually ever said a positive thing about Miami. I know what God Bless Football
Only
does.
Lucy does that.
No,
Yes.
God Bless Football.
No, he's going through the whole
what I'm getting to,
gamut,
God
yeah.
Bless Football. Every time Miami loses, they have the opposing head coach who's victorious, and to do a
Coincidence.
Yeah, to just wave his hands as a parade procession walks by. Like I understand what GBF is aspiring to, but I don't know how one of the founding principles of this podcast is just troll Mike. It seems
I
a
don't
little
know
flimsy.
either. Lucy's the only woman at this entire network that hates Miami. So
No.
that's all on her.
What I'm saying is, Jess, I find
you.
I'd hate that clip. So we kind of have, I like to think, correct me if I'm wrong, when it comes to our programs, I think we both understand where we're coming from and that we're totally in the tank. And it's almost like we've just totally foregone hating each other on this premise alone. Like, I know you're an Irish fan. I'm a Canes fan. There's nothing that anyone can do to convince the other person. So I like to think that there's some mutual respect there.
You know what? There's respect in knowing that there's nothing you can say and there's nothing I can say that will change the other person. So we don't even try. We don't even try. We don't even try. It's not fake at all.
That's why
I respect that.
A nod and a glance, and then you keep it moving.
Exactly.
That's why I F with you on a very deep and profound level, Jess.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'm kind of encouraged to hear that you have good things to say about Miami. But this is all rat poison. We need some reverse rat poison because my nerves are barbling.
Maybe that's my plan all along.
I kind of feel like that's what's going on over here.
That it's a big switcheroo that's coming down the pike.
Yeah, and I kind of touched on this in the show earlier this week, but I'm like the pro Paul Feinbaum aspect, which I think is just utter BS. Like, Paul Feinbaum literally said, "It is now time for Miami to come back to the national conversation." Oh, thank you, gatekeeper.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Now we're cool.
You got permission now.
Now we're cool. And don't think for a second I'm not on to you, which is you hate FSU. You want us back so you can hate FSU more.
If I may, like, we do share a mutual sort of like my enemy is my friend situation, because the whole time you've been talking, Jeremy is now telling me all the scenarios for this weekend that help out UCF.
What do you mean?
And I think
Jesus
we can all
Christ.
confidently just say, Jeremy, shut up.
What do you mean? I'm just wearing my 2017 national champion shirt on the show today because we debut against New Hampshire.
If Florida beats Miami and then UCF beats Florida, that's better for UCF. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, it
buddy,
certainly
we're not
would
there
be
yet.
good. That would be a good thing.
Yeah.
But I have no rooting interest in this weekend.
Well, you have an inside
I just hope
track.
both teams have fun.
You have an inside track to state champ if you absorb
See, this is what I'm talking about. Transitive property, and we at UCF do love the transitive property.
It's almost a program built on transitive
It is,
property.
literally.
No one
Jeremy-
there is from there.
Jeremy and I had a nice, calm, rational, sans hate conversation about
That's right.
Central Florida. I think that Central Florida.
Don't call us Central Florida.
What
UCF.
Just UCF?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
They've
sorry.
rebranded,
you.
Mike.
I'm sorry. I meant
Not the Golden Knights, not Central Florida, the UCF Knights.
Sincerely meant
Or
no.
the Citronauts.
Not the Florida
Wait, hold
Northern
on.
Institute of Technology or
Are they-
whatever they used to be.
Are they not
SMU
the
back there, man.
University of Central Florida?
Yeah, but when it was like C.FLA or Central Florida on the bottom line, it always used to piss everybody off. So UCF, that's the branding.
Any consideration to Orlando State?
No.
Oh man.
Although I
like
do
that,
kind of like
though.
it.
I kind of like that.
I don't hate it.
Orlando State.
OSU.
It happens. We
OSU. Oh,
yeah, we
got
did.
it.
There's a San Diego State. There's a Fresno State. There's a Boise
There's too
State.
many OSUs
You do it as like
already. We
in
don't
Disney.
Need
You
another
do it
one.
like Mickey voice.
Oh,
Yeah, but then you could use an orange as your
Yeah,
O.
as the O. Yeah.
I don't hate it.
That
Or
I
the
like.
Epcot ball.
Oh, man.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get
Or the
that-
Citronaut head.
That
Or
NIL
Goofy.
money from Disney.
Sorry.
Someone do Kermit. I don't know why. Just someone do it.
I think Roy's got a 6 out of 10 Kermit.
Really?
Yeah, you've got it's a Suey nominee.
Chris doesn't think so. He made fun of my.
I mean,
comment.
you were a Suey nominee. Man. I thought enough of it to put it in the nominees.
It's an honor just to be nominated, Roy.
If we're
It
be-
is.
If
I'm
I'm
honored.
being real, that day, 3 of us did Kermit. Tony's didn't make it.
Wow.
That's fine. I don't care.
You know what? My
think you
problematic
do.
Zagacki didn't make it either, and I was a little hurt by that.
That of the chorus of Zagakis, I thought I was going to hear yours, and I didn't hear it.
Mine is so good. I don't need to be in the Suey.
Tony's is good.
The Sueys, if you don't know, the Sueys have been going on all week long. Today we've got best musical performance, and that one is usually probably the most contentious,
Heated,
right?
yes. All
Because
of-
people really get in their feelings about this one.
Subjective.
Our song makers, which is basically just Yeti Blanc and Andrew Streeter, and then there's a few other guys in there. But yeah, they want that
Taylor.
award.
Jeremy.
I'm Team Taylor.
Taylor brought
Taylor's
it to
gonna
show.
win.
Taylor.
We worked really hard on that Peppas. Was Peppas nominated?
course,
The
yes,
sad
yes, yes.
Peppas.
That was this past year?
Damian Lillard. It was
Somehow.
about a year ago.
We can get to that whenever, by the
Whoa.
way.
Hold on.
Is any of the Because Miami songs in there?
I think we
Jesus.
purposely kept them out.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is not a
We had like
political
Partisan.
we had so many nominations without them, and it's just like it's already too crowded.
Yeah. Okay. Good
Dude,
excuse.
I'm
I like it.
telling you, we gotta audit the whole SUI nomination system, because there are some things I'm told, oh yeah, that was before the cutoff last year, and then you tell me Taylor song is in there.
Which Taylor song are we talking about?
The Sad Peppers.
They're all good.
Sad Peppers was
Sad
after the
Peppers.
Heat got eliminated from.
No, that
this
was
split.
Damian Lillard.
No, that was the Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard.
Taylor had
mistakes.
nothing to do with Sad Peppers because musically that was at a certain level. Taylor aspires to a level much lower, which is the charm in it. And I think even he would concede bad is good when it comes to Taylor. And in some instances, with like the Mariner song, for example, sometimes really bad can be really good.
Oh God! Now there's controversy happening because now everyone's nervous that Sad Peppers
No, we're
was
good.
before the deadline.
Blazers trade Damian Lillard to Bucks in blockbuster trade October 12th,
Yeah.
2023.
Okay, we're
Yeah.
good. The last thing we need in this category is more controversy because, as we know, people do stuff the ballot. There is some sort of concerted
Well,
bot cheating
we've-
thing going on.
We have
with this
actually
category.
we've fixed this because
Yes.
we have done the opposite. You know, last year you could vote a million times. Now you have to like fill out a form just to vote once.
And you know what? That's how it should be. One of the biggest things I've hated over the last few years, or maybe it's not 10 years almost, when NBA.com was like, yeah, just, it used to be you have to fill out a form on NBA.com to vote for your All-Stars. Now it's just like, hey, just tweet the guy's name. I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So that's how we got Zaza Pachulia almost being an All-Star and stuff. I'm with voter reform.
Thank
you got
you,
to
Amin.
show.
IDs too.
Now that limited fake made it.
With courage. Out of curiosity, because I express my displeasure, when people go vote for best dismissal, does it say Mike Ryan dismisses Mario Cristobal?
I believe it does.
That's really unfair to me. And also, I did 5 hours on Kane's Insight. We did a great marathon to hype people up. I had 5 straight hours.
Sounds
with no
like
commercial
Cinephobe.
breaks. And
Two-parter.
I kind of felt pretty good about my chances on getting Mario Cristobal on that show at the beginning of the week. And then something happened, and then my communication kind of went cold. No, don't come on. Don't come on me. This is what I was saying.
I will not.
You do things.
Whoa.
Hey.
You do things without noticing. You do things without noticing how they'd impact it just because you'd like to get your little laughs on the side, like, oh, this will annoy Mike.
I'm not
Oh,
here to
oh.
help your side projects.
No, it's not side
I know,
projects.
I'm
It's
kidding.
like I deal with this person on a routine basis.
Let it out. Mike, have you ever had to have a conversation with them like, it's just a dumb show that I do. Don't listen to them.
Often, and
What,
this one will be no
and their
different.
reaction is usually what?
I mean,
Yeah, that's the reaction.
you know what? I'm not doing myself any favors because I think I've actually worked a lot on myself, and my tone has been good. I'm slowing
good
down
tone.
when I speak about the University of Miami. I get emotional there when people kind of trying to josh me a little bit. I don't like that. I don't like getting joshed. So,
You don't like getting the chicken in the back of the ribs here when you're going up for a rebound.
man,
But Mike, you know this. Like when you say that, it just encourages the trolls more.
Have you never been to middle school before?
I was like that clip.
It's been a while.
That clip in particular was I was calm, level-headed, conceding every single criticism for 3.5 hours.
And Dan's like, give me more.
And it
Well,
wasn't good
not
enough
every
for you
single
guys.
criticism, because I believe that was the day that inexplicably Lucy and I were both left off the Monday schedule after that game for reasons that still have not been explained to
I
me.
had no influence over the schedule, but I would be lying if I said I wasn't happy about it. I mean, I loved it. I was dreading it. That talent email, that talent schedule. I was
Carl.
hovering. I was hovering over my email. I'm like, please, dear God, no Lucy, no Jess. And I said Jenga after it came in.
Yahtzee.
Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. It's election season, and we're all getting a crazy ton of scam likely calls. If you would have told 14-year-old me that I would just send a call that said caller ID scam likely straight to voicemail, my 14-year-old self would be like, what are you doing?
If you told 14-year-old me that, I would be like, what's caller ID?
Yeah, that's true, too. Remember prank calls?
Oh,
You
my
used to be able
God.
to
Jerky boys.
The Simpsons with Bart calling Moe's Tavern, like that's a bit that can't live anymore. No. Like you guys talk about stuff that doesn't age well, and usually stuff that's canceled or whatever. Like no, that's the stuff that doesn't age well. I can't show my kids, how Bart will call, and because like, why doesn't Moe just know that it's coming from the Simpsons house?
I bet we could prank call my dad right now.
Could we?
If
Can you
if
not
it was
do
a number that
Star
nobody,
67 anymore?
if it was a number that he didn't know,
I don't know if that
I feel like we
works.
could get him.
Star 67 does work. Like in terms
How
of
about Star
blocking it.
69?
I don't think it works for someone that's star 67.
We used to do Star 69 and it would not show, at least here, it would not show the caller ID.
No, that's Star 67.
No.
I thought Star 69 is called back when you don't know who called you.
Yeah, which
you
was
Star 69. It calls back the last number that called you.
Well, which is
I don't
what
know.
you would do to counter the prank calls that you would receive when I was in high school. I mean, it was a glory days of prank calling.
The glory
And
days.
Everyone would try to Star 69, but people would Star 67 on the front end, and you can't actually.
The person
get back.
who came up with Star 69, were they just a deviant? Like, they could have chosen a lot of numbers.
Mike, I need you to wax poetic. I need you to take us back to you in high school. Like the little music is playing in the back, dang 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 dang, and like it was a great summer. We used to prank call the
I got pranked a lot in high school. This
By
might come as a surprise. By like high school, because my dad was out of town a lot, like half the year. I was by myself in my own home.
Did you answer the phone? Ruiz residence.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Oh.
We had caller ID back then.
Okay.
But no, I was, people knew that I was alone at home, so they would either prank call or people would like do stuff to my house. Like it was not
Alone
high school
at
wasn't
home.
very fun for me.
That would be a good movie.
Good
series, I
movie,
think.
yeah.
Yeah, if you did Alone at Home and people doing things to your house.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember how like embarrassing it would be if you wanted to talk to your crush and you'd have to like call their house and then their parents would answer and you'd be like, is Joe home? That was actually my crush's name.
Yeah.
May I speak to Joe, please?
Yeah, and they'd be like,
Who's calling?
Okay, this is.
I
you're 10.
remember beeping crushes. I remember the way
What is
that
that a euphemism
Dude.
for?
No, you would beep them like
Pager.
But what is the
143?
beep stand for?
143 50885.
I would just do 8008.
Yeah, no wait. What is it? No,
course you would.
8000800. Wow.
5, yeah.
Sorry, I can't
And then
spell
you'd
with
sit on the
numbers.
bed with the landline and the cord, and you'd twist it around, and your little feet would be in the air, and you'd be like, "Ooh."
Well, on your stomach, kicking
Yes.
your legs back behind you.
The first conversation I ever had with my now wife was I thought she was cute, and I wanted to talk to her, and
Is Cynthia home?
I hit her up via AIM.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I shot my shot.
But her
via
away
AIM.
message was on showering, BRB.
No, she had to accept the request, and I asked like, "What's the homework tonight?" And it was a Wednesday night.
What's the homework? Attaboy.
There was no Wednesday night homework. You know that.
I went to a Christian school. There was no homework. We're married now. I have a child.
See, it
I
works.
met someone in Key West who went to high school with you and your wife.
Oh yeah,
Really?
who?
I don't remember. I
Yeah.
don't think they told us their names.
Okay, that's nice.
So it's a drive-by like, hey, I went to school with Mike and Cynthia?
No, it was like, "Hey, Smetty. Hey, Willow." And I was like, "Hey."
Willow?
Yeah, they knew Willow.
Because I was like, I had a teacher named Willow, and he got totally red-pilled. He was like one of the cool guys. I don't know what happened. Well, I kind of know what happened. Facebook happened.
Yeah, and then we chit-chatted for a while. And then we went back.
Is
in
there a
our hotel.
possibility that he gave you his name and you don't remember it?
Yeah.
I think there's a sincere possibility that that's exactly what happened there.
There are so many beeper codes.
Yeah.
Like you can have
911.
full conversations.
911 was the
Crazy.
big one.
Yeah, call me right.
Like
Call me right back.
0563.
Dude,
please
doctors,
don't leave me.
It was up until recently. Doctors were still using that system. I think my father-in-law still has a beeper.
Dude, I'm telling you, like I did not get to experience it because like that was in my day. If you had a pager, or if you asked your parents for a pager, they would say the only people who need pagers are doctors and drug dealers. Which one are you? And I'm like, oh, this is so.
The doctor.
Sometimes they're the same thing.
Remember two-way pagers? Like,
Oh,
my
man.
gosh,
That-
I can aim on the go.
Well, that was
amazing.
what led to the Sidekick, right? Eventually, the evolution of the two-way pager was like, what if I could also make phone calls with this? And then voila, Sidekick, and you had AOL Instant Messenger, you had MSN on it, you had all the different messaging apps, and you could also text with a QWERTY keyboard.
Jeremy has a very important update for us, by the way.
I did the research. I went back and looked at all of our talent schedules, and Jess and or Lucy had been on the schedule every single Monday since the first week of July until the University of Miami lost to Georgia Tech.
I was very fortunate that day. What can
It was
you
the
say?
first Monday where neither of them was on the schedule for 3 months.
I have no sway.
Luck of the
over
draw.
schedule. No
Luck-
sway.
Luck
Look,
swung in your favor after it swung out of your favor, humiliatingly.
Mike, you are perhaps our most degenerate gambler on the team, right? Is there someone here who's bigger than you?
Allegedly.
I wouldn't say. Yeah, let's be careful.
I'm not
there.
calling
I'm
you
a very.
degenerate.
I'm
I'm
a
saying-
responsible gambler. but-
Taylor's unit is oddly high.
Yeah, Taylor. I like to gamble. I like.
Right.
I like to place bets. I like having action. Yeah, I'm I'm not a junkie by any means.
No.
The gambles that I make are more professional in nature, but yes, I will concede that out of this unit, most certainly, I'm the biggest gambler.
Well, because I've been hearing talk about your biggest NFL future bet to date.
Yes, it was. Now this was also slightly spoiled. It came to my attention, but I've never been a futures guy, primarily because I don't bet that way, and I kind of want the money. I don't want to stash money away, waiting for something all season to come in. But this is the first time that I'm kind of changing my approach because I saw some value on the board, and so I placed a pretty heavy multiple unit prop bet on one specific rookie player to hit the over under on his receiving yard total. It's the biggest future bet I've ever made.
Are you going to give us the name, or is this hidden on purpose?
I'm glad you asked. I was just doing radio.
Oh.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Marvin Harrison Jr.'s over under is set to 1,000 yards. If you find it at DraftKings Sportsbook, 1,000.5. I smashed that over. He's a tremendous player. I think he's going to just stroll into that lineup, be their number one wide receiver. He has a quarterback that's going to throw it. And plus, there are more games this year. 1,000 yards isn't what it used to be. I think he easily cruises past this number. And if he doesn't, it would be like one of the biggest shocks of my life because I rate him highly.
The thing about it is, I just wonder, like, it's more about Kyler Murray than it is about Marvin Harrison.
No. I understand. This Arizona team is going to be down a lot. They're going to be chucking it. That is a part of it. But this, for me, and Tony, I don't know if you feel the same way, this is entirely about Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he's a spectacular talent.
He's one of the best wide receiver prospects that we've seen since, like, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Like, he's incredible. Megatron, like, his numbers and his what his projections should be are incredible. The thing is, have you seen any of the action move on that line? Have you gone back and been like, oh, wait a second, it's kind of trickling up or down?
I couldn't hear you because Jeremy was whispering in my ear something about UCF, so I apologize.
That's not
there. Can
exactly.
you
have you seen the line move?
No, I haven't seen the line move because I kind of said it and forget it. So I haven't seen the line move. I imagine this show has such influence that we will move this line. In fact, I feel like by speaking over the air right now,
it's already moving.
We are moving.
It's
this
minus
line.
125 to bet the over in that.
Look at that. It was minus 110. We already moved the line. You can hear
Movers
the people
and shakers
rushing to their apps right now nationwide watching us on the YouTube because they want to lock in this future. I also have a pretty good college football future that I feel good about, which is juicier because that minus 125, you're laying some vig for a couple of months. You don't necessarily like that. You want some big juicy futures, and I think in college football, we're at a really interesting point. So sharps, professional gamblers,
right,
guys that are really good at this. I've always heard that they research on college basketball like crazy, and they just pounce on the early season lines in college basketball. And over a 2-week span, these guys essentially make their years because it's a difficult sport to handicap. There's so much roster turnover. There's a lot of variables. No one really knows what a team is going to be. So if people really do their research, talk to the right folks, you can game the system. College football historically hasn't been that way. We see lines like this week. Miami's favored by 2.5 on the road, according to DraftKings Sportsbook at Gainesville. This is a heavy public line. The public is pumping up a road favorite that is not in the SEC, a road favorite that for 15 years has lost almost every big game it's ever been outside of one beautiful night at Hard Rock Stadium against Jess's Irish. So we always fail. By principle, I'm always like, let me take that home dog, that home SEC dog, Florida. Are you kidding me? In that atmosphere, week one, a really heavy public road fave. But we're at a really interesting point, and there's so much roster turnover now in college football that it's really difficult to handicap these week one lines. So for me, I'm just totally staying away because I got enough action on this game already. I'm not betting on it because by principle, I'm scared of the situation. Traditionally, I'm always on Florida in this spot, but you got to say that maybe the odds makers, they don't exactly know how to gauge week one lines.
I love a good week one surprise, right? Like for instance, I don't know, making Georgia Tech 10.5-point dogs. You know, who knows?
I pounce all over that, and the line moved. Boston College opened as a plus 19.5-point dog. I got them at 17.5. They're now down to 15.5. It may tumble even more. I like Boston College. There's too many points.
Another teaser for Gen CFB later. Florida State has the rare Week 1 must-win game.
So, Mike, one of the things that you mentioned in your big futures bet was you're betting on Marvin Harrison Jr., obviously. A storied career at Ohio State. The bloodlines, we know who his father is. We shan't say his name.
We try not to.
But there is something, I'm not going to say untoward, but a little off surrounding Marvin Harrison Jr. And I don't know if you guys know this. You can't buy his jersey. Mm-hmm. Not because it's sold out and it's the hottest ticket on the market or hottest jersey on the market. It's not being sold. You can't go to the team website and buy it. You can't even go to the team website and customize one. Say, okay, I'll make my own number 18 Harrison Jr. jersey. You won't be allowed to do it on the website. And the reason for that is because Fanatics, that has the merchandising deal with the NFL in terms of selling merch, they're currently embroiled in a lawsuit with Harrison Jr. and his father.
That's where they messed up. That's where they messed up. So I've been workshopping a Fanatics take for years that I've been afraid to share because Fanatics is really powerful. They've gotten in the content game. They have partnerships everywhere, but also consumers. There's social media accounts out there. Consumers have legitimate issues with this monopoly that Fanatics has over the entire industry.
Right.
I, for one, have been a victim of ordering several things from Fanatics, not getting what I ordered, or getting it misprinted, or having some mistakes.
Like custom stuff?
Not even custom stuff. Like when I was a Browns fan, I had a Nick Chubb jersey where the number 24 was like over here. Like,
what?
It happens all the time with Fanatics. There's, like I said, there's websites dedicated to it, and the consumers are kind of holding the bag here, not just because the products have kind of been diminished, but also the creativity on championship merchandise, let's say. Fanatics is really kind of cookie cutter with some of their designs.
Yes.
And so they've taken over a lot of the uniform printing, and people are upset with this. And I've wanted to share my frustration, as Roy and I are big uniform guys, and I know he probably feels a certain way. I think both of our worries were a little bit alleviated with their NHL designs. We were worried about how that would go. Wasn't so bad.
As far as the championship merch or as far as the actual
championship
jerseys?
merch, I think, totally missed the mark.
Right.
Their championship merch, I didn't buy any of those hats or any of that championship stuff. It wasn't appealing to me. It was all like, if you asked like early stage AI to design a championship shirt, this is what it would look like. It did nothing for me. But I think we're at a point right now where you have to be careful because, number one, Pablo Torre, he's joining us. He should find out about Fanatics because a lot of these partnerships that they have with the leagues, a lot of these, they're invested in this company.
Oh yeah,
there's equity there.
Yeah.
Like it's all kind of unseemly. So my end game here, as I ramble on, Spence, is if you actually have an issue with Fanatics, if you yourself have been a victim of a misprinted jersey and you want to root for the demise of Fanatics, they put Marvin Harrison Jr.'s father in a lawsuit. So your time may come, because that is not something that you do if you want to keep on existing as you are. Certainly, if you want the arrow to continue pointing up, you do not sue Marvin Harrison Jr.'s father. You do not even say his name, let alone name that name in a lawsuit. You do not do this. So if you, like me, have once opened up a package from that company and been like, damn it, no, how can they keep getting away with this? They will soon not be able to.
So if you don't know, basically they did an NIL deal with Harrison Jr. that was supposed to pay him $1 million, and he was supposed to sign 30 game jerseys.
Marvin Harrison did sign this contract. Marvin Harrison, it's irrefutable. There was a Marvin Harrison signature on the deal,
but not the one that they're suing. The problem is, right, because Harrison said, quote, "It is not an agreement between Fanatics and me. I was never requested to, nor did I ever sign any document that personally obligated me to do anything concerning the binding term sheet." And so it's
so how does the father get dragged into this? I mean,
well, in the affidavit, it says that the father is the one that signed the term sheet and not Harrison Jr. And that's who their big beef is. But as a result, they basically froze all sale of his jerseys, which is crazy because I live in Arizona and like it was a big deal that they got.
Yes, it should be.
He's probably the most heralded draft pick they've had since Kyler Murray, and dare I say it, maybe a little bit more than Kyler Murray. The level of excitement.
All the heralds were talking
Fitzgerald
about
was
it.
probably number one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fitzgerald.
So-
It's hard to say can't miss because, especially with the quarterback position, like Andrew Luck was can't miss, and Andrew Luck, while he having a good career, he didn't exactly live up to those expectations. Trevor Lawrence was another guy this is a can't miss prospect.
It's early for Trevor Lawrence.
But
Andrew Luck didn't miss.
But
I mean, he retired. No one had that in the cards.
At the wide receiver position, if you have one of these guys that are universally heralded by all the heralds, they usually live up. They usually do.
Absolutely.
And this guy seems as close to can't miss of a prospect at that position as there can be.
It's like he was created in a lab when you think about it.
I mean, genetically, he kind of was. It's one of the greatest receivers ever that had a hand in it.
The wide receivers coach for the Cardinals.
Yeah, but Junior's got so many better physical attributes than his father. His father, if you watched him play, very thin. He would catch the ball, go out of bounds because of his frame. Marvin Harrison does not. Marvin Harrison Jr. does not have that frame. He's faster. He's better across the board, which is crazy because Marvin Harrison Jr.'s father was an incredible receiver.
Yeah, the wide receivers coach for the Cardinals, Drew Terrell, said, obviously he's more advanced in that he's almost been groomed to do this since a young age.
Almost as if.
Since the first conversation I ever had with him in pre-draft, he's been a pro. He knows what the expectation is. He's very hard on himself and knows what to expect of himself. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what front offices. I won't even say NFL front offices. This is what front offices beat off to. This is porn for them, right? Like when you give me someone who's like this guy, son of a pro, and carries himself in the most professional way and is elite in talent and work ethic and all that stuff, yeah, I'm going to grab some Vaseline and some Kleenex.
You mentioned that, but like if anybody has any concerns about Marvin Harrison Jr., it might actually be the father, and right?
Concerns?
Concerns
In
because
what
the
way?
father. Because the father.
Because of the lawsuit?
Do you remember when Marvin Harrison Jr.'s father was playing in the league? Because he never spoke, a mythology built around him, and everyone, all the commentators, every Colts game, it was like a drinking game. Man, that is an absolute pro. You want your kid to grow up and be Marvin Harrison Jr.'s
Well,
father.
he didn't speak up until their first Super Bowl. That's when he began speaking.
Yeah.
Well, other people started speaking. And then you realize, like, oh, this dude is tough. You don't want to cross this guy. Like, there's accounts out there on the internet. I didn't see any of them, but I've heard rumblings of a slap at a Pro Bowl and far worse things out there. So you would, if I were a personnel person in the NFL, that'd really be my only question about this prospect entering the league. Like, the bloodline, what's going on there? What can you clear up? So for out the gates for his career, he's got this issue with a huge league partner in Fanatics, and also his father is now embroiled in this Fanatics thing. It's kind of like, well, we were kind of concerned about your dad being involved, and you haven't even played a pro game yet, and your name is in headlines in a lawsuit with your father attached. That kind of confirms some of this stuff, doesn't it?
I think the issue is, again, it goes back to what you started with, which is Fanatics, this monopoly of, look, if you want to wear this guy's jersey, you got to go through us. There is no other way to do this. And it's not like it's a Nike jersey, but Fanatics is saying we control the pipeline.
Dude, that's my main overall issue.
Why can't I go to Nike Town and buy a Marvin Harrison
Because Nike
jersey?
has outsourced the manufacturing of this stuff to Fanatics. It has a Nike swoosh on it, but that is just for brand appeal. This is a Fanatics product. And you look at the entire sports landscape, everything is like this way, and that is not a fair marketplace. Someone should look into it. Somebody should look into it.
Somebody should find out, perhaps.
Especially when all these partnerships, they kind of have equity in this. You can understand why what Fanatics promises to all these leagues is you don't have to worry about any of the costs. We cover them, and don't worry about the standard. We got the quality control on lock. But the quality control, as far as me as a consumer, a lover of uniforms and sports merchandise, I think it's pretty irrefutable over the last few years. The quality is dipped. I mean, pretty strongly. It's dipped. Like, this is not in terms of the sports timeline. I don't think we've ever had a worse merchandise setup in terms of quality, but also in terms of convenience. It's never been better. Fanatics is a great website. It's super easy to get stuff shipped to your home. They have great deals. You apply the promo code. Like, I've been there. I have nowhere else to go, though. They are monopolizing the entire industry.
Marvin Harrison Jr., to get back at Fanatics, should just wear a blank jersey. Instead of the jersey that they give him, he creates his own jersey.
He doesn't get his jerseys from Fanatics.
I don't think he can do that.
I'm saying.
So this, by the way, this is the workaround that people have been doing. They've been getting number 18 Cardinals jerseys with Harrison Jr. one word. Like, they took away the space between the N and the J. I'm saying, if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, you want a Marvin Harrison jersey, just buy number 18 Harrison 2. Harrison the second, right? Like, there's ways around this, ladies and gentlemen. Harrison with 2 N's.
Yeah. It's not like, because there's
M. Harrison.
Harrison is a common surname. So it's not like they can tell people who want to buy customized jerseys, sorry, your name is not allowed. This is America, Jack.
Thank you.
If my last name is Harrison and I want a Cardinals jersey because I'm a Cardinals fan, there's literally dozens of us here in the greater Phoenix area that support dozens of us Harrisons that support this team.
There's a lot more than dozens.
Whose favorite number is number 18.
I used to live on Harrison Court. An ode to my old street name, man.
Keep in mind, Harrison can also be a first name. Not
Yeah.
a great first name, but it can
Harrison Barnes, big Cardinals fan.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford, too.
Smith.
Who's Harrison Smith?
be. A
Safety.
great safety.
Notre
Is
Dame.
he
Good golfer.
Is he potential sneaky Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Sneaky Hall of Fame
Yeah.
career, Harrison Smith.
Sneaky?
has had. In that, it's you had to ask, who is that? It's sneaky in
I
that
like,
way.
I like the idea of, like, they're locking up the Hall of Fame, and then you hear, like, what was that? And then Harrison Smith's like, nothing, boss. I've been here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to
Sneaky-
keep my eye on you.
He's sneaky in the way that you didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And also, if I lined up a bunch of people and said, one of these guys is Harrison Smith, I think you'd struggle to figure out if he were even white or black.
Dude, that happened to me yesterday with Robert Craycraft, or what's Craycraft?
River.
River Craycraft. And I was like,
Bob.
You fool for going with a conventional first name. His first name is River.
I could not tell
But
you.
I also feel like once you find out someone's name is River, you remember that their name's River.
No, not really.
That kind
That
of
one
thing.
sticks with you.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix's older brother. That's how I call it.
I'm gonna
River.
work on top 5
Rest in peace.
top 5 rivers in sports.
We in the interview Stugotz does top 5 bodies of water.
Oh really? Did anybody do Nile Diggs?
Oh no, we just did like Stugotz did like canals, ocean.
Oh,
He didn't do like athletes that connote
No.
bodies of what?
Nile Diggs.
We were ranking.
Well, he didn't have his laptop in front of him where he can Google all this
Stugotz
stuff.
had canals like really high.
Really?
I was like, what?
Look, man. Hey,
I
Panama,
love a good canal.
Suez.
Why do you love a good canal? I haven't thought this bit out, buddy. I just love a good canal, and you're supposed to keep it moving. Don't press me on this.
Oh, man. Who doesn't love canals? Speaking of canals, I saw a story that Miami is the rudest city in America.
That's bullshit.
Hey, fuck you, Amin. How dare you? The Summer of Championships continues. Yeah, this is one that we wanted.
I don't
earned
agree.
this one.
I don't agree though. I don't think Miami is overtly ruder than most other American cities.
Overtly, huh?
We're not overtly rude. I think Lucy kind of experienced this in that no one's going to go out of their way, or really not even out of their way. No one's just going to be nice to you because. And
You're not going to get a lot of hellos and like friendly head nods.
We're not a pleasant people. It's like and Lucy is
disagree.
such a pleasant person that I understand why she was like this town's kind of odd, because Lucy is absolutely the kind of person that would like you open a door, hi, good morning. And that's not really the vibe that you get.
I feel
down
like
here.
this is a very Midwestern, like, oh, no one said hello to me on my walk to the school.
Don't
today.
be condescending to the Midwest.
I'm
I'm
looking at you.
I just said to Tony a second ago, he said New York didn't make the list. And I said, New York is probably the most neighborly place that I've ever lived. Everyone there, yes. My experience in New York City was a very pleasant one with my neighbors, with people that worked at the bodega, with
Great
people
town.
that worked at wherever I went, whoever I interacted with. Like, people I feel like look out for you in a way. You don't know that they are. They're not going to do it in a way that is like
Saccharine.
overt. Saccharine,
Yeah.
like in the Midwest where you get but there's also the Midwest.
Could I mow
Midwest
your lawn
nice
for
thing.
you? Like, shut up, leave me alone.
The
Don't
Midwest
talk to
nice
me.
thing is a little misunderstood because it's like nice, but there's a little bit of a
Shade. There's a little shade
to
there.
it
It's like,
sometimes.
can I mow your lawn? I've noticed that it's gotten a little long. Like, shut up.
About like 5 years ago, Amin and I did like a whole bit on New York and why I didn't like it, and I found it like the most overrated city. But I do think in recent years that have gone to New York, I found it a lot more pleasant. I think it came out of the pandemic nicely. They're fixing the garbage problem.
No,
they're
they're not.
they're trying
New
to
York
fix the
is in
garbage
an endless
problem.
cycle of we found out about garbage cans and then like back to garbage bags and then we found out about garbage cans.
Nah, it's look, man.
So this is not a real thing. They're
Nope.
not actually going to finally get garbage cans on the side of the road.
I think it's neighborhood by neighborhood. Like certain parts of New York, I think have when the rat infestation gets really bad, they address it and then they move on.
Are you talking about like
And
the
then 5 years later, it
residential
happens again.
trash thing? That's never going to happen in New York. That's never going to happen.
I just want to be able to walk the street and not have to avoid garbage bags on the street.
No, they
with
literally
rats.
are like right now. That is one of New York. They're doing
That's
that.
never going to
But
happen. I look at me right now. I don't care what they're doing, what they're planning. I'm telling you, that's never going to happen.
like it's happening. I'm not saying it's working, but like that is it is currently happening.
Like, yes, it's happening. Like me working out is happening, right? Like,
You going today?
yeah, sure. Yeah, see, that's how it works, just like that. You gonna go work out? Yeah, absolutely. Right after the show.
They hired a rat czar.
They
She
did
said the
hire.
rats don't
Yeah,
run the city.
they
We
hired
do.
a rat czar. Unfortunately, there was a Bolshevik revolution, and the rats took over, and now they're running the show. Dude, I've gotten to the point where like I don't even when I'm walking down the street in New York, I don't even react anymore, man. I'm like, all right, man, like you got it. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
What do you
I
like?
agree.
It's their city. It's their city. Like
We've
we're
lost
just-
this battle.
No.
It's like the hackers with the social security numbers. What do you want me to do about
Like
it?
you're pulling.
What do you
out
want me
of
to
it-
do?
You're
You got
pulling.
it.
Set up a credit freeze on Experian. I told you this last week.
No, I know, but like, okay, what do I do with the rats? No, they're just there.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're just pulling out of Afghanistan at this point. Like, there's look, okay, we tried.
Yeah,
we can't
I
do
gave
anything
it
else.
the old college try.
Like, there's so many issues here. It's just so hard to govern. You know what? We're out.
Miami's ahead of Boston too. Come on, what are we doing?
Miami's a rude town.
Look, so
I mean,
Boston,
these are-
Boston's a rude.
dude,
ass
these
town,
are-
man.
Come
And
on,
racist.
guys, what are we doing?
these are
Well,
things
that's
when
a form of rudeness, Roy.
I
mean,
kind of feel
Point scale.
and I've been called out on like people have had mixed experiences with me, depending on what mood I'm in and who Miami's lost to. But I do kind of, when I go elsewhere and people are nice, I'm like, what's this person's angle?
Which is why we have to be ready down here, which is the whole point.
I just stay ready so I never have to get ready.
Exactly. You guys don't get it.
If someone's nice to you, that means there's some sort of scam happening.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the way
Because in Miami,
Yeah.
there is a scam happening.
Exactly.
But that's why we are built
10 out of
and
10
forged
times.
in this
Yeah.
fire.
I'm
This
built
is
for
why
tough.
we're here.
But you
Like, no, we're not rude. We just know what's going on.
Yeah, it's like you got an angle. Let it out. Like you're saying hello to me because you want to install solar panels on my roof. I know this. I know this right now. Like you're only saying hello to me because you want to install
Or
solar.
patch my tire. Dude,
My
good.
wife
Don't worry
got
about it.
caught yesterday. She's the door. Someone knocked the door. I'm like, don't answer
it.
Don't answer
Don't
it.
answer
She's
it.
just like, what? And she like answers it. She was there for 7 minutes.
Solar panel guy?
Just being like, not today. Oh, I'll take your car. She tried all the moves.
No.
Of like, give me.
I'll tell you what the move is right here. You open it, hey, how about that? Bop, you got a slot in that door, shut. Because this happened to me on my way yesterday. I did radio, and after I was on radio, I was like, I'm hungry. I'm gonna walk to Whole Foods. Right? This is new me, healthy me, whatever. I'm gonna walk to Whole Foods. We'll go to the hot bar there. On the way,
and get some French fries.
as I'm walking, exactly. As I'm walking, and I'm kind of like just looking around. I like looking down the street to see what's happening. Some guy's just like, hey, bro, excuse me. And I'm like, nope, keep walking. Because, like, I know there is no reason to speak to anybody. There's
Not in this town.
Like,
Not
so
in this town because
the
they are trying to scam you.
Chris, the idea that someone knocked on the door, rang the doorbell, like, were we expecting someone? No. You look on the Ring camera. Is it a delivery? No, because they would just drop it and move. It's someone waiting to speak. Like, I don't have people who come up to my house. Like, I mean, there are people who come up to my house, but I've instructed everyone who lives in my house, like, you don't open this door because there's no reason to.
I've already taught my daughter the old turn down the TV a little bit. We're being quiet right now.
Oh,
We're not answering this
pretending we're
door.
not home.
Chris, I don't even have to pretend like I'm not home. You can sit out there, knock on the door, ring that bell.
Not answering.
I'm not coming to the door, bro. You want to leave me your card because you want to cut the trees or do whatever the hell? That's fine. You want to pool cleaning, whatever it is. You can leave your card, and maybe one day I might need that shit. And I'm like, you know what? This guy left his card, but I'm not gonna have a conversation with you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to people. I'm home. I do that shit for a living every day. I got to come here and figure out shit to talk about and wonder where the hell Pablo Torre is.
You should move here because you'd fit right in.
I do think that, from what I can tell, everyone here agrees there is a baseline level of rudeness in Miami, except Tony for some reason. Tony's the only one who's like, no, that's
Stand
not
up for my
true.
people.
He's
Like,
like,
we're not rude.
I
We
don't
just
think
know
Miami's
what's
rude.
going on.
He's the
That's
most Miami
difference.
guy
With
I would
each other.
concede in this cast right now. He's the most Miami guy. And
Me second.
where most people get prickly.
A mean second, actually.
Yeah, a meme to like just
Where's
give
Mike,
it.
where's Mike Fuentes? Get him in here.
I saw that report and I kind of was like, a little part of me was like, yeah, damn right, we're number one.
So
that's good.
The other cities that are in Miami's class as far as rudest, Philadelphia and Tampa. Philadelphia.
Tampa catching a strike.
I can't
Yeah, I
speak
believe
for
that.
Tampa.
I believe
I can't
that.
speak for Tampa. It's
Tom
boys,
Brady's
like,
legacy.
I can't.
Tampa's nicer than Miami in terms of like politeness, but Tampa is kind of mean. I'd be curious to know like if we've gotten progressively more rude since the pandemic, since all these people came to our town and moved here. Maybe New York. How about this? New York is getting more and more polite, and we're getting more and more rude. What's happening there? Huh?
They don't send their best.
What do you they're draining their prisons, their mental asylums.
sending 'em here.
They're sending them here. And oddly coincidental, right? Every time I go to New York,
was
I'm
just
like, oh,
me.
this place is cleaning up.
I left, and it totally skewed everything.
So this is the other part of this that's funny, right? So the least rude cities, Omaha, Nebraska.
Who lives there?
To which I would say, not really a city.
No one actually even did data there. They're
Not
like,
really,
what
yeah.
place sounds nice? Hey, yeah, Omaha. Do you want to go there? Absolutely not.
I know
Let's just
people
put 'em
from
down.
Omaha. They're very nice.
Minneapolis.
Kevin
College
Clark.
baseball.
Not
World Series is
true.
Great.
Not true. Minneapolis, I went there during the playoffs. I was not blown away by how nice everyone was. It was quite the opposite. I was like, what are we doing here? There's a lot of what are we doing here as a city. And then San Diego, California, that I do accept. It is a very nice town
Dude, I
because
love
it's
San
hard to
Diego.
be angry when the
Yeah,
weather's
they have
that
no
beautiful.
reason to be rude in San Diego. They are living the life.
San Diego used to be my favorite city in the U.S. It was like around the turn of the century. I used to go there as a teenager. I loved it.
Till Tahoe.
Tahoe is great too. Tahoe is wonderful. But the last time I went to San Diego was just a couple of years ago. I'm like, damn, this place didn't change at all. like at all. Once a T-Rex came through here in Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, like they just decided, we're not going to build anything back up. It's just going to stay the exact same way it was in 1999. We added Petco. We'll give you that. Petco's beautiful, but that's pretty much about it.
Mike, you know something funny on that note of cities that have changed and haven't changed? I was talking about this with Mike Fuentes because we did this movie called The Pest on Cinephobe.
I tried out for The Pest. Did you know that?
Did you?
I auditioned for The Pest.
One of the kids that was playing basketball, or what were you going to be?
I'm not familiar with that. It's funny that you mentioned that because I think I auditioned for a scene that ended up getting cut out of the movie anyways, where he goes to like a carnival.
Okay.
But yeah, I auditioned for that movie.
The movie is set and shot in Miami. And so I'm watching this movie.
Did you like the movie?
You got to check out Cinephobe to figure out whether I phobed it or filed it. But
tease.
Exactly. I'm a pro. So I'm watching this movie, and the movie was shot in like 96, 95, somewhere on that line, right? Because it came out in 97. And a lot of it is downtown Miami, like right around here where the Elser is. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, holy shit. You mean downtown Miami was clean and nice in the 90s? I thought like maybe in the 50s.
They cleaned it up for the production.
No,
I don't know about that.
It was clean and nice
Dude,
for that movie. And then downtown
was there a
Miami.
city in the 50s?
Downtown Miami in the 90s.
Seedy.
Dude, downtown Miami, before like basically the Elser came up, it was sketch. I've never had my car broken into more than this 1 square mile of land walking across the street to the game. Yeah. My car would always get broken into, and now it's gotten a lot cleaner, a lot safer because of all the active construction. People just generally that committed these crimes went away from the active bulldozers.
Gentrification Michael right here.
No, but there's actually like I do have some issues, quite a few, with what's going on in downtown Miami and people getting priced out. But there's a corridor over that way in downtown Miami that is kind of unchanged and in this weird purgatory. These buildings are too old, too dangerous to actually inhabit. They're eyesores. You do kind of have to do something about them, but the things that you have to do something about are unseemly. So we're kind of stuck here and have been for quite some time.
Well, I mean, some of the buildings that are old are like these nice, like I said, the old architecture, and I can see why you want to keep that. And some of them are like that building that's one big Art Basel installation. It's from the 70s. Just drop it already. Bring it down. Hey, guess who we're going to talk to next? Someone who finds things out.
Is he actually next?
Well,
I don't know. We'll find out.
No, not Izzy.
This interview with Pablo Torre is presented by LinkedIn Jobs.
Pablo Torre finds out is the name of the show. It's host is Pablo Torre. He joins us now. And Pablo, before we get into more serious matters, Miami was ranked the rudest city in America. Now, you as a native New Yorker who has frequented Miami quite a bit, how do you process that information?
The rudest.
The rudest.
Do they have a methodology for this? Was there a poll?
Oh God, man, just answer the question.
It's just a podcast topic, Pablo. Like we just
don't
shit
even answer it, bro. Just get out of here.
The data behind it is basically big game boomer. Like he's doing the math.
Exactly.
I just wasn't sure if you guys were getting butt cracked sports again.
No.
Sorry for trying to help.
I'm reading
me.
from the actual source, right?
Big game boomer.
It's from Preply.
Yes.
I never considered Miami rude.
There you go. See?
I mean, I'm not a driver in Miami. I'm an Uber passenger.
We didn't even
I think it's
discuss
Yeah,
that.
no, now it makes sense.
Hellscape. We are pretty rude. Come on, give us that, Pablo. I'm
Maybe
upset.
it's-
Like this guy doesn't think we're that rude.
Well, your rudeness in response to my allegation that you're not rude does prove the point, I suppose, of this poll.
Pablo, I've got the methodology here. Said we surveyed Americans across the country once again to determine if rudeness levels have changed since 2022 when our study was first published.
A lot of New Yorkers that came down to Miami.
So typically,
Here we go. We asked a variety of questions regarding the rude behaviors Americans witness in their city. We included everything from residents' politeness towards strangers and servers to inconsiderate usage of phones in public areas and more. We then applied scores to responses that indicated a higher frequency of rudeness and calculated the average score for each city. We then adjusted those scores on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 representing the rudest.
typically, when you're doing a survey in any major American city, or at least a survey representative of America itself, I mean, I don't know, Mike and Amin, I presume you know the answer to this because you're of my generation, but you go to a certain mall, the Mall of America, in which you are going to survey 100 people to represent the sample of Americans. In Miami, where would you go to take a representative sample of Miami rudeness?
Oh,
I'm actually trying to wrap my mind.
I was like, good luck. Like
Dolphin Mall?
Like to sample
Airport?
Americans in Miami, good luck.
It's possible they just came here.
Yeah, the airport. The
Elser.
The airport. The airport in Miami.
They
I don't
heard
know.
Dan interview Christian Polanco.
Yeah, maybe one person in Doral, one spot in Doral. I don't know. Like it's tough.
Where's the watering hole where everyone gathers?
Right.
Flanagan's in Westchester.
There you go.
Or the one in Pinecrest?
Yeah.
Pablo, I have the categories here of behavior.
Please.
We've got lack of self-awareness.
Okay, that makes sense. This tracks so far with Miami.
I kind of feel like we're pretty self-aware
Thank
in
you.
that we're assholes and we know it.
Talking on speakerphone in a shared space.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We're really bad at that.
We're
We're really
just-
bad at that. But again,
They
that's-
surveyed these offices.
Being loud in shared spaces.
They surveyed these offices.
Watching videos or listening to music out loud in a shared space.
I'm the chief offender of listening.
They
to
rode the
music.
Metro Mover one time.
Lack of care for others.
I care about other people.
Not acknowledging strangers.
I don't like to acknowledge strangers.
Being absorbed by phones and not acknowledging others.
Yeah. I also don't like being approached by friends. So
Strangers,
that one's easy.
Closed off body language.
Yeah, you
He's
see right
doing it
now.
right now.
I was going to say, for those not watching on the DraftKings Network, Mike's, he's crossing every limb available to him.
Not respecting personal hygiene, space.
I smell very nice right now.
A lot of cologne.
A lot of cologne.
cologne.
Greg showers
Too much
in his
cologne?
pool.
Not you, Miami.
Yeah, not you
Oh, Miami.
individually.
Well, let me know. Keep
Just
me honest
collectively.
there.
Yeah,
Keep
we
me
will.
honest there.
All
But
right.
also do it without talking to me.
Yep, you got it.
Impoliteness with service staff members.
I mean, that happens here, and I feel bad about that. I'm very kind to service people.
This one is, they definitely got this from the Le Batard Show. Allowing a phone to continue ringing in a shared space instead of muting. That was Greg Cody on Tuesday. It just kept dinging, and I kept counting them, and we wouldn't turn it off.
Count the dings.
There you go. Not letting others merge in front of them while driving.
Nah, but screw you.
You can't merge.
Because I know what
That's
you're
what I'm
doing. You
saying.
went
No,
all
but
the way to the
screw
emergency
you.
lane and then cut me off? No way, dude.
And the nerve of you to put on your blinkers.
How
So you're
dare
gonna
you?
tell- You're going to try
Next
to
guy,
tell me
buddy.
you're going to
Keep
get in my
moving.
lane?
Next guy.
You're pretending that
piss
that's
off.
the situation.
Hold on.
That is no, Tony.
From the makers of not letting others merge, how about driving to the end of a closed lane to merge closer to the
I can
phone?
do that.
That's
You can't do that to me.
nonstop.
That
I can
happened
do that
to me
you. You
this
can't do
morning.
that to me.
That happened to me this morning, and I said, Lehman, don't let him in. Don't let him in.
It's every
Lehman,
other
do not
car.
let him in.
Really?
The monster
The
who
zipper.
doesn't want to go every other car. Those are the people I want.
Well,
I want to
live
get
right-
out of my car and run up there and be
Chris?
like, you know, it's every other car, right?
It sounds like you're complaining about the next category, ignoring basic rules of the road.
Yeah.
No, If I live right by MDC, you know that extension that I'm talking about. If you
Treacherous
actually,
extension.
If you actually wait in that line,
Like a sheep.
You're a sucker.
You're a sucker. You're not from Miami at all.
You're not
And
from our area.
Everybody from Miami is actually skipping you and going to the front, and the reason why there is a traffic jam.
And finally, not slowing down or being cautious around pedestrians. Now I get to see what. Now
I've almost got hit by several cars just in the last months. Someone hit my dog a few weeks ago. Yeah, someone hit my dog.
Wait, what did you do? What did you do, and how? And are they okay?
We chased after them through an intersection, and they just kept going.
And then the person said,
okay?
"I went to high school with Mike and Cynthia."
What was your name?
Plenty of jaywalkers in this town.
Speaking of all of this, Tony, why don't you tell this audience about the time that someone tripped and fell near you on your way to the train?
On the Metro Rail?
He had to catch it, so he didn't stop and help.
Dude, I've seen some people biff it on the Metro Rail.
When Mike, we go to the same station, and there's the stairs that have like 6 different levels, and then there's the escalator behind the stairs, right?
If the escalator's ever working, yeah.
Correct. Well, you have 2 stairs, 1 escalator, 1 stair. But there was one time where you get out of the elevator, and the train is like bearing down, so you got to haul ass. Make sure you're going up those steps, high knees all the way up there, to make sure you catch the last part of the train to get in, right? So I see that. I beep in, another lady beeps in with me, right? So we're kind of like moving, the train's passing us. I'm like, all right, I've got about 30 seconds to get up these stairs and get like 25 yards into that train.
She ate it.
So we're about halfway up the stairs. I see her go down. I look back and I'm like, oh my God, that sucks.
Yeah.
I'm high knees. I get into the train. I see her. The door's closed and I'm like,
Oh, wow. And that's why Miami is ruthless.
They probably surveyed her.
Pablo,
Look, first off, this is why I ask my questions about methodology. Good conversation on a podcast, guys, sparked by my inquiry. Second of all, if the primary criteria for rudeness is ignoring human suffering, as embodied by Tony's just anecdote, New York is the worldwide leader in rudeness. The number of things, I mean, you remember this. I am so numb to actual human suffering in New York because because I'm walking here. I got places to be. We presume that person who is clearly suffering is just like that. And
well, because you don't want to get into something more. If it was just helping someone up, I think people would do it. But the problem is,
I would have missed the train though.
It opens the door. And missing the train is the least of your concerns, because then you help her up, and it turns out like she's into something else, and you're like, oh my God, like, if I just minded my business.
This is just going to mean more problems for me if I'm actually nice here.
Pablo, I do want to ask you, we were talking about this earlier, Marvin Harrison Jr., you can't buy his jersey because he's embroiled in a lawsuit with Fanatics. Fanatics is claiming breach of contract.
Yeah, can you find out about them?
Marvin Harrison Jr. say, I never
Can
signed.
I cut this conversation short before you get to the senior part of this?
They're too powerful. No one actually wants to acknowledge that, hey, consumers here are kind of holding the bag as this entire industry moves toward cheaper quality and more frustration. The convenience is great. I'll give them that. But they are so powerful that I risk a lot by even acknowledging the fact that, sports merchandise, it's kind of, from a quality standpoint, dipped.
Wait, so how much, let me ask this, I mean this, how much of the fear, Mike, that you are detecting, because my fear was more in the direction of the Harrison family.
Oh, well, I have that. But what my whole thing is, if you have problems with Fanatics, they might be solved now because of this lawsuit.
Well, okay, so how much, though, of the fear or the implication of their power and their network is because of the white party?
I want to. There's a Pablo Torre finds out about this white party. I have a whole lot. I've only shown a card. I got a whole bunch of Fanatics cards here, but I've legitimately harmed my career. And by being on this show, it's kind of cyclical in that I don't have any other options anymore. I've burned all those bridges, and I've just burned another one right now. But there's a lot going on there, and I have some issues. And by bringing forth this lawsuit and invoking the father, you messed up.
Not great. Can I go back to the New York thing for a second here, though? We can get
please.
back to the sports business side of this. By the way, the sporting class came out today on Pablo Torre Finds Out feed. Rich Guys Only fans, John Skipper, David Sampson. They will answer questions that you are curious about relating to how rich guys do rich things. You
cover private equity in this episode?
Yes, today was why private equity has come to the NFL, why the NFL has given in to an industry that, as any journalist, grocery store customer, music fan, anything, abhors and has great concern about, rightfully. Why is the NFL, which has all the money already, why are they inviting them in? John and David explain, which is really, really interesting. Okay, so the New York thing, I mean, is about whether you're a walking city or not. Because it is about how many people you might encounter that could plausibly be suffering, that you could actually come face to face with or within feet of. And so the driving thing, which was very triggering to you guys, as you guys all collectively revealed by just simultaneously shouting your complaints about what it's like to be a driver in Miami, I think proves the point. In New York, where I got my driver's license at age like 26, I think, I'm walking around all of the time, which means my rate of encountering people who could plausibly need a New Yorker's help, but only receive from those New Yorkers total just blinkered horse running the Kentucky Derby sort of focus. It just happens too much. I think that's a key part of it.
I have a revelation in that I am actually taking an active role in making Miami less rude. I have made political donations with the caveat that they can address one thing about Miami's rudeness that really bothers me. Most developed countries have a sign around their public transit terminals that say, if you're on this escalator and you're not in a hurry, stand to the right.
Yeah.
And if you're in a hurry, to allow the people that are in a hurry to run past you on the left. We don't do that here. It's a disgusting thing that we do where people think it's totally fine. Oh, that guy one step ahead of me is standing to the left. Let me take this step right below and stand to the right and essentially blockade Mike, who's in a hurry, who misses his train 7 times out of 10 because people do this. I have made political donations begging, if I give you this money, put a sign up.
The airport walk-a-later party.
Oh,
dude.
We have to stand side by side because we're together. I'm like, no,
the
you
airport,
don't.
it's fine. You have luggage, but like this is public transit.
I'm about to stiff arm a child.
People are
if
in
you're
a
standing
hurry.
on the left lane on a walk-a-later in an airport.
Dude, it's the worst.
Thank you, Pablo.
Thank you, guys.
big Thursday, a lot of football, lots to talk about.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? We should not be talking about Colorado at all whatsoever.
I think we're all Colorado'd out, right?
I want to talk about Colorado. I really want to.
I thought we could do some U.S. Open talk right
We
here.
could absolutely do that, and we should do that. Definitely not Colorado, but we should definitely talk about Colorado. I want to talk about Colorado.
A little
so
bit.
bad.
Do you want to talk about Colorado, Mike?
Me? That's your idea. If you want to talk about Colorado, you're inclined to do so. I'm just along for the ride.
Guys, we can't do this while Dan's gone. That's not nice.
Well,
And
you
then
know
he
what?
comes back and no one wants to talk
Then
about
Colorado,
it.
we're all Colorado'd out, right?
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
I get so like
We
they
shouldn't do
turn
it.
on the TVs, all they're doing is talking about Colorado. It's
know.
like I know what you're trying to do. I'm wise to the game. The game is on your network. You're trying to get me to watch Colorado, thinking that would work, and it absolutely has. I cannot wait for this game. I'm so locked in. I'm so locked into this game, but we shouldn't talk about it.
No.
We should be talking about a different school with the colors black and gold in the Big 12. Am I right?
Ah, shut up, Jeremy.
Now I will definitely talk about Colorado over that team. Let's talk about Colorado, please.
okay.
Because look, they're 0-0 right now. Vibes are usually vibes are supposed to be good, especially around a Deion Sanders program right now. But vibes are not good.
Why not?
Well, some people are pointing the finger at the head coach because of how he's treating the media and an off season of I don't think turmoil is too strong of a word. An off season of hey, what's going on over there? Is how I would put it. Hey, what's going on over there? And certainly questions that are being asked of that program that wouldn't be asked if they were a better program. They're a byproduct. What's going on with Colorado is they're a byproduct. There's already Colorado fatigue. The season hasn't even started yet. They're a byproduct of what they brought in. They wanted all this media attention. They got a lightning rod for a head coach, one that is media friendly to certain media outlets that gravitate over to him because he does move the needle. His Colorado games rate because of Deion Sanders.
They're looking for people who prop up the cult of personality.
Yes.
That's who he's
propping him up to eventually tear him down, and a lot of people are calling this a setup from the outset. And I'm on that level. Like I kind of see what's happening here, but I'm also a contributing factor to the other side. I'm fascinated by what's happening because we've never had a player ascend the ladder. Like, yeah, I'll come to college football. I better be a head coach, and I'm not going to wait around forever for my next opportunity.
Right.
So. Fast-tracked, and as a black man, it's very difficult to get these positions of power.
Sure
and he
is.
does it a totally different way than everybody else. And people are rooting for him. People are also rooting against him. I have my thoughts on his general approach. I think most people would agree, although it's very vogue right now to, F the media. Like, I'm with you.
He's definitely tapping into a vibe that already exists. He's not created this.
No.
He's just pandering to that segment of the population.
I saw the David Sampson segment that you guys had yesterday. He saw this coming from a mile away, and he put it in his contract. If I don't want to talk to a certain media company, I don't have to, which a bit of a red flag. But okay, if you're already preparing for that.
I wonder how much he had to give up to get that, or if he had to give up anything at all. Was it just an ask, and they were like, "Sure, go ahead"?
That's kind of how Colorado's athletic department was rolling at the time. I've spoken to people that have spoken to people.
Whoa.
They're kind of along for the ride here, and they understand that they don't really have any moves here. But also, he's pumped in a ton of revenue into that program that was dying for revenue.
That university, not just the program, man. Like they've made it.
Oh, a bunch of people are applying to Colorado because it presented well on TV. When game day went out there, man, this seems fun. If I'm in that part of the country, I want to be there. If I'm a prospective football player, I want to be around that energy. I want my coach to have my back in those profound ways. It's a different way than other coaches do, but you could see, like, while some people may see his treatment of his sons and Travis Hunter as, hey, that's a little problematic. Like, you're very clearly putting these guys on a pedestal and treating them differently than everybody else, that might really appeal to certain recruits. I am a different talent.
Yeah, the blue chips want to know that, hey, man, we're not – it's the old Animal Farm things. Like, all animals are created equal, but some are more equal than others, right?
I don't necessarily – I'm just curious. I want to take this as data and see how it actually works out. Going in, if I had to make a prediction, is this going to be a smashing success or an utter disaster – and I had to make a pick, I'd say I kind of think that this is going to be disaster because there's a lot of – this is a very unconventional approach to a sport that is very conventional.
Yeah. And I'm curious also. Last year, obviously, there was a lot of hoopla and hype to be seen at a Colorado game at the beginning of the year, particularly, that was a thing. Like, celebrities were flying out and stuff. Do you think that same energy carries over this season, where people still want to be there even after the tough ending last year?
If they win, yes. It's an infectious energy, and I think the machine, which is now kind of working against Colorado, and Colorado fans have always been sensitive. Like, they've never been, in the era of social media, Colorado's...
Have you ever been?
I've never been to Boulder. I've actually never been to the state of Colorado.
Really?
Yeah, it was a bummer.
Nice place, dude.
It seems
Sunshine State.
Beautiful. No, like I said, it presents well. It's not the Sunshine State.
Look it up.
If you do want to
Isn't that
go to a
us?
game,
Look it up.
I know an app that can
Us in
help you get a
California.
ticket.
What?
Wow, thank you so much for the lob.
Yeah.
We're going to circle back to Colorado, but I appreciate the lob here because, as you know, I'm not in for the rest of the week, and I want to talk to you about Game Time because there's plenty of football tickets out there that are desirable, tennis tickets. I actually had a friend that checked Game Time for U.S. Open tickets. I'm going to be checking that out for many big-time college football games across this season. Pro football, as you know, I rep the Shield, so my first stop is the Game Time app. Create an account. Use the code Dan for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. One of those terms, it has to be your first purchase, and you have to put in that promo code DAN. Download the Game Time app today. Chris Cody, what time is it? Game time! Ooh. She at the buy-in. But I am going to be, like much of America, I imagine the number is going to be huge. And for me, this is not an FBS opponent, right? North Dakota State. Why would I tune into that? No, my friend. If you think this is going to be easy because they are an FCS level opponent, you got another thing coming. You do not schedule a Dakota. That's right. You got another thing coming. I always get that one wrong.
Yes, you do.
A lot of people do.
Do they?
Yeah.
You know what they don't get wrong? The Suzies for Best Musical.
Wait, I want to talk about Colorado.
And now the Suzie nominees for Best Musical Performance. Yeti Blanc, Kachuk You.
You're mad that traded over Joe for a brand new love, and I'm like, Kachuk you. Your name is Chris Winning, and you said it wasn't enough. I'm like, Kachuk you times two. You slept with a stranger, the New York Rangers. And that's some cowards. That's cowards. And while you still fancy dress, the Ice Cats are the best. That's right, Kachuk you.
Hitting the penis. Mike Ryan, Jeremy, and Lewis, Sad Peppas.
No me importa lo que de me se diga. Vive usted vida que yo vivo la mía. Que solo una disfruta el momento. Que el tiempo se acaba y para atrás no vira. Viviendo, fumando y oyendo. Siga vacilando de party todos los días. Pepa y agua para la seca. Todo el mundo es patilla en la discoteca. Pepa y agua para la seca. Todo el mundo es patilla en la discoteca.
Greg Cody and the Hee Haw 3 become official members of the Wu-Tang Clan.
I love it.
Oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
Tang, woo, tang. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all.
Thank you, ODB. Respect. Wu-Tang Clan.
I want y'all to make some noise for the new Wu-Tang members over here on the left side with that dirty remix of I Like It Raw. That was dope.
love it.
I like that.
Jeremy Taché, Ramblin' Man.
Long Dan was born a rambling man, talking to guests and doing the best he can. But when it's time for grief eating, no one understands. Why like Dan the Rambling Man?
Andrew Streeter, Stugotz book Unwritten.
Staring at the laptop before you, open up a browser window, let your fingers hunt and peck for StugottzBook.com. Only $29 for the hardback, so close
you can almost taste it. Pre-sale for incomplete work. Watch the money roll in. No one else is gonna profit. Only I will rake it in. No one else could get away with this shit. Click the link now to obtain it. Best of luck as you're explaining to your friends why you're purchasing a book that's still unwritten.
Penny and Yeti Blanc. Finger.
The chips you chose to chew, an open bag would do. So why were you eating your hand? And it's time to reprimand. To think you do it all the time. I'll never look the same at you, 'cause it was in so deep. You swallowed a knuckle or two. You may have to join the ringer. Why did you have to lick your finger? Did you have to? Did you have to? Did you have to lick your finger?
Flemin M and Izzy Gutierrez. Dan's Supper Bowl.
Israel 2.0, Flem and Izzy, we spit like Van Gundy, bro. Stand for me and I might go to Mas. Might go to Mas. Wait, the Dolphins just lost. So why go to Mas?
Biggest Dan Supper Bowl. Okay, picture this. We send 2 guys with 30 people that they need to do a show. Get Napoleon, Lamar Jackson speech dance predictable as a to throw. I love discussing all time when it's Stugotz debate about who to go. I'm like, road wins, do it again. Super Bowls.
Show fans so thirsty to put me in beef, disgusted like I was the fine bucket thief. I look at the tweets and start sucking my teeth. I'm letting it rock. I mean, love's a mystique. I still want to get me a pod with Cody. We talking FJs in the splash and we pee. Just know if you diss me, a small part of you wants to kiss me and not let you call me that deep. When I show up and
Darth Shredder. PTO.
Well, the co-host chair is vacant, and Dan is losing patience. Stugotz is a big no-show. PTO, PTO, PTO. When we finally hear from him, after weeks of being MIA, Dead and Company reunion. I'm gonna be out until May. While Skipper should have seen this coming, the audacity's mind-numbing. But I guess we'll just go with the flow. PTO, PTO, PTO.
Nasty Nate. Hairs.
Greg reminds us that his ego's big. Some shameless promotion for his gig. He's drunk in his old garage, and he just wants to be known. Beyond the Dolphin on the Raj, why'd I trade Marino? Cause he's coughing from the laughing. Maybe it's an enlarged gland. The question was open, but he didn't understand. But you didn't understand.
Taylor Vippolis. Jalen.
Sub 500 seasons, it's been lonely. Now the best players on our side. Been losing and losing for much too long. But now we're back with New York pride. Jalen, you've got us on our feet, Jalen. We're gonna win the East, Jalen. Without Randall, we're still doing fine.
Mike Ryan. Foot Girls theme song.
Hey, Vince and Lucy ain't messing around. They're talking football. They're the best in town. They got their toes out and their feet are small. And they are experts in college football.
Yeti Blanc. Wrong song.
You are so wrong. You're wrong, 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 wrong. I heard you taking your blows. You got her, so let it go. Never let everybody know. You're wrong, 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 wrong.
Man, Yeti really belting that one out.
Man, that's good.
You got that from the loins, Dano.
I can feel. I hear his loins. I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I hear his loins. It's these loins are singing. It's not him. Anyway, that started.
great loins.
That started in his nether region.
David Sampson, Paul Skeens freestyle.
There's a man named Paul Skeens. The fact of the matter is, no one know what he means. His girlfriend is far more famous.
Okay.
But you better believe it, on Tuesday, you may see his Uranus. Because Paul Skeens may start the All-Star game being the first man to ever do it that way.
Cook it. Okay.
I'll be watching, eating my curds and whey. That is the MVP.
This man just ran way with way.
W-H-U-I and W-A-Y. That to you, my friend. We lost Juju.
Greg Cody and the Le Batard Show, Morning Man reprise.
And you know it, baby, and you know it.
Yeah, is it.
And you know it, baby, and you know it.
Is it.
And you know it, baby, and you know
Yeah,
it.
is it.
And you know it, baby, and you know it.
Say what?
And you know it, baby, and you know it.
Yeah, is it. Yeah, is it.
Who needs me?
Well said. Well said. Jeremy Taché, break up with your goalie.
Break up with your goalie. Yeah, yeah, cause I'm bored. Yeah, you're making it too easy. Yeah, yeah, about to score. I know Skinner's fine, but he's no Bobby. Break up with your goalie. Yeah, yeah.
Andrew Streeter and Yeti Blanc, Datter Day's quite all right.
Oh, ain't got no time for your abnegation. No substitution with two friends. Oh, Dad, day will be so excited. Get some fertilizer in. I'll tell you where to spray the herbicide while I'm guzzling them in the light. Cause Dad, day is the time I like. Saturday's quite alright, alright, alright.
Greg Cody, Watermelon Sugar.
Greg Cody is fundamentally useless at doing
Best of bad options. Watermelon Sugar High.
He's never heard that song in his life. He has
Very
never
clearly.
heard that song. I asked him if he knew what bands that Harry Styles was in before he went solo, and his guess was NSYNC.
Watermelon Sugar High. Everybody. Jessica Smetana and Yeti Blanc, I Believe in Travis Kelce.
Playing for while playing in Baltimore. Oh, one night stole the luck of every week. Gambling gods are helping me beat the odds. All because of you, I'm taking the Chiefs at -3.
Taylor Vipolis, Africa.
Sure as Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti. I seek to cure what's deep inside, brighten up this thing that I've become. It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had.
Yeti Blanc, Greg Cody Bowles.
Greg Cody Bowles. When Greg Cody bowls, he won't get a strike. Another hamstring blown on a Wednesday night. Then his thumb gets stuck in a finger hole. It's not a work of art when Greg Cody bowls.
Robbie DeWitt, I want a Dan Le Batard for Christmas.
I want a Dan Le Batard for Christmas. Only a Dan Le Batard will do. No Stugotz, Billy or Roy. I want a Dan Le Batard to play with and enjoy. I want a Dan Le Batard for Christmas. Only a Dan Le Batard.
Voiceover Dan, Sweet Bob of Mine.
He makes saves that it seems to me reminds me of highway robbery, where every puck looks as big as a bright beach ball. Now and then when he stops a shot and the whole arena starts chanting Bob, you start to feel like maybe he'll stop them all.
Billy Gill, Gente de Zona.
This is nice.
The voice of the name.
Beautiful. I'm getting
but it's by no means a lullaby. But it's
Greg Cody and the Hee Haw 3. Viva Greg Cody.
Bright light city, gonna set my soul on fire. Sin City banging like my Hall of Fame boat, so get those stakes up higher. Viva Greg Cody! Viva Greg Cody! Lady Luck, please, you're gonna smile on me. Keep those Lobos rolling hard, I know. We're gonna have more fun than the law allows, like an episode of the Greg Cody Show. Viva Greg Cody! Viva Greg Cody! Viva, viva Greg Cody!
Jeremy Taché, Ball for You.
I've never seen a GM act this way before. I know Jamie is gone, so I am trying. I know it's up to me now to score. So hold your breath, because tonight will be the night that I will ball for you over again. I'm dropping 45, or I won't live to see another day. I swear it's true, because a guard like Dame's impossible to find. He's impossible to find.
Beautiful, Jeremy.
Greg Cody, Oh Canada remix. Oh Canada, so sad I riled you up. Sad that Connor McDavid, for all his stats, has not lived up. Sad that your McJesus has never raised the Stanley Cup. Mike Ryan and Tony Kaladiud. Joe Zagacki singing about Kim Mulkey.
I really can't stay. Mulkey, it's cold outside. I've got to go away. Mulkey, it's cold outside. This evening has been hoping that you'd drop in. So very nice.
Andrew Streeter, McOverrated.
He's McOverrated, Greg's exonerated, that's Connor McDavid. Greg made a take, stuck to his guns, and then the Ice Cats won. They were up 3-0, lost 3 in a row, and we weren't having fun. Back in Sunrise, we got right and punched out your lights. So sleep tight with Gunsmite, Lord Stanley's Arsenite. Oh, you know he's McOverrated, Greg's exonerated, that's Connor McDavid. Let's put up billboards now. He's McOverrated, Greg's exonerated, that's Connor McDavid. Let's put up billboards now.
Greg Cody and the Hee Haw 3, King of the Road.
Trailers for sale or rent. Rooms to let 50 cents. No food, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom by
Yeti Blanc, wait to see 1,000 episodes.
What's the problem with the movies that I'm seeing? Yeah, that Ferg is out of touch. I find it hard to have human feeling, and you fear dogs a bit too much. Dan Le Batard says I'm made out of wires. The word of the day is short-selling buyers. It's time to celebrate 1,000 episodes where I tell you to wait to see. Are you gonna download another 1,000 episodes? Well, I guess I'll have to wait to see.
Mystery Crate Crew, Through the Wire.
Do the wire, do the limit, to the wall. Understand to be with you. I gladly risk it all. Oh, back down to the wire, even through the fog.
Captain Panitz, the Sports Whisperer.
Listen, Belichick, let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something that you might like to hear. You had a nice career, but the end looking sad. Mind if I tell you about this plan I had? My home's been gaining on me way too fast. Surely as a coach that you should get past. I can play at least another year or two. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm calling up Woody and we're going to the Jets. Twice a year we can beat the Patriots. You need me, Bill, I'll always be the boss. After we're done, you can coach lacrosse. You better listen up. You better listen up to recap. We're gonna partner up. We're gonna partner up. Like bam, bam, bam.
Andrew Streeter and David Sampson, Go PP Remix.
You gotta
Go PP.
Yeah, you know me. You gotta
Go PP.
Yeah, you know me. You gotta
Go PP.
Yeah, you know me. You gotta
Go PP.
Let's wait to see.
Chris Cody, Kindergarten, Summer Lovin'.
Kindergarten had me a
Yes.
blast.
Yeah, they do that everywhere.
Kindergarten went by so fast.
Yeti Blanc and Chris Cody, Stink.
When I wake up in my Marlins world, one glimpse at our lineup and it makes me want to hurl. Hey, Sandy.
Hey.
We miss you. Out till next year, we are so f***ing screwed. Come on, what did you think this team would do? It hurts, and we all lose. We stink at doing everything. Horrible from head to toe. Who'd want to go? Hell no, we stink. It's worse than you think. We sell $1 tickets 'cause losing looks so good on us.
Tony Caladiud and the Lolita Singers, Miami Seaquarium.
Hurry up, there's not much left to see at Miami Seaquarium. You'll see orcas in cages, pools of steel tears.
Learn about cruelty
as we take off their ears.
Time's running out to see these animals alive at Miami Seaquarium. Get a lifetime guilty conscience with every regular admission of complicity. This offer lasts until the authorities come splashing in.
Miami Seaquarium.
Jeremy Taché, Bills.
Tyreek is faster than a car. But it don't matter if you can't get him the ball and have the running games you ever have consistency. Hold on to that Titans lead and now you're losing week to week. Struggling, interception, oh my brother. Quarterback, why haven't I found another? A baller, when times get hard I need someone to scramble around instead of a pocket passer getting shoved to the ground. Can you beat the Bills? Can you beat the Buffalo Bills? Can you beat the Buffalo Bills? If we did, then maybe I would chill, but I don't think we do. So the Vince and me are through.
Amin Al Hassan, Oops, They Did It Again. Celtics losing.
Oops, they did it again. They lost to the Hawks. Got lost on a switch. Oh, baby, baby, oops. Missoula's so weird. His quotes are so wild. He's not that brilliant.
Taylor Ripolis, public service announcement.
Allow me to reintroduce ourselves. We are the Knicks. Oh, and we got OG in a trade from the North and an OB. Bully Ball, Rough and Tough, Charles Oakley, CEOs of the NYC. Knicks, right from the tip, Jalen Brunson on fire. Handles, got him spinning like clothes in the dryer. Isaiah Hartenstein, learn to pronounce that name. Got the whitest Dante in the game, making it rain. That's right, Knicks. Oh, at MSG. Randall will take you in the paint, no one could do it better. That's Precious, he's our rim protector. My homie Tibbs told me, dude, finish your breakfast. So that's what I'm gonna do, put on orange and blue with the Timbs. Call the fan and talk reckless.
Yeti Blanc, Mr. Stugotz Lies. Greg Cody, Yeti Blanc, and Mike Ryan, Puka Nakua.
His name is Cooper, good at running curls. But when his hammy got a tear, he saw Puka standing there, his blade diminished. Hostile takeover. Nakua hopped into the car. McVay has maybe found a star, and then Matt Stafford threw him 25 and 2. Oh, there's a brand new kid in town out of BYU. They call him Puka. Puka Nakua. His quarterback is not named Tua. Yeah, he is Puka. Puka Nakua. Fantasy assassin, it's the time to cash in. Yeah, Puka. Don't need the glove.
Andrew Streeter, Me Maximum.
Me maximum. Me maximum. Me maximum. Yeah. Greg is king and you're his peasants. Me maximum. Yeah. My way is the only way. Yeah. If we share a hotel room, you know who you answer to. Me maximum. You. My comfort is of most importance. Me maximum. You. Say it again so they can hear it in the back. Yeah. Vacation. Me maximum. Restaurant. Me maximum. Article. Me maximum. The Cody Show. Me maximum. The FBI. Me maximum. Back in my day. Me maximum. Hee Haw 3. Me maximum. It's Hee Haw Me.
Greg Cody and the Hee Haw 3, Lovely Cruise.
So drink it up. This one's for you, honey. It's been a lovely cruise. Yeah, baby. It's been a lovely cruise. Oh, darling. It's been a lovely cruise. Thank you all.
Greg Cody, the Gregmas Song.
And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 93. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to
play against Colorado, and yet they made the investment, even though they don't have helmet comms on their level. They made the investment. We don't care if we're playing FBS one game. We're going to have helmet comms, and that, for that reason, is why I think North Dakota State stays inside that 9.5.
If you're listening right now and you're like, wait a second, did my Spotify glitch or something? No, Mike was just talking about Colorado for the entirety of those 24 minutes of songs.
Stacked
24 minutes of
my
songs.
God.
Loaded category.
Taylor.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
How
God.
about Taylor? Taylor brought it.
Dude, and yet, 24 minutes, and yet I think you guys missed out on truly the best song of the year last year.
You're going to make Chris so upset.
I love to hear
Chris is
that.
gonna
Let's talk
lose
about all the
his
ones.
mind.
I already forgot the John Olerud song.
How did you forget that?
No, the best one was Lewis when we did the marathon with Tony.
Closing time.
Closing time. He played closing time on the guitar. Man, he learned it on the fly. He didn't even know how to play it.
John Olerud will be nominated.
And then we all sang, right?
Yeah, of course.
We all
sang
in the chorus.
The tune.
What happened with the John Olerud song?
You know, there's cracks, man.
They missed the
Sometimes
deadline.
shit falls through cracks.
But there's
It's just like the Grammys, where it's like there's a certain deadline that even if it's a few months before,
I
there's
appreciate-
actually a previous calendar window.
Jeremy,
so
I
next
appreciate
year,
you. I appreciate you, but that one made the window. I
What
just
was
fucked up.
what was the John Olerud song? I don't believe I know it.
Well, can we play the it's a song about the 2001 Mariners?
Yeah, that's
How
right.
pissed are Streeter and Yeti going to be when Taylor
Oh
just
my God,
Well, you know what?
absolutely
Furious.
takes
I think
this
Billy's-
away?
Billy's gonna win.
Lewis has just informed me that we have closing time. Can we just go roll that real quick while Chris looks for Olerud?
Of course, Lewis has that one.
Time. This room won't be open till your brothers or sisters come. I had to read the lyrics. So gather up your jackets, move it to the exits. I hope you have found a friend.
I can see why this one wasn't nominated.
Yeah, maybe.
No, but
You're talking over the best part. You're literally talking over the best part.
I mean,
So you.
You had the Big Show in it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know I want to take me home. I know I want to take me home.
I guess you had to be there.
Vocal really hurt Lewis's shredding.
He
on the
was
guitar.
shredding on the
Yeah.
guitar.
He
I
really
did not
was.
find the full John Olerud song, but I did find clips.
Damn, this is blasphemy. Kazuhiro Sasaki in for the save.
Man, this is blasphemy.
Taylor's gonna win this category, and Yeti and Streeter are gonna lose their minds.
Good was Sports Whisperer. I forgot all about that.
That was a good
track.
one.
It was a
Damn, this is blasphemy.
So why do you want to join Olerud?
Yeah.